We don't like have-tos, but today we had to take care of some matrixy stuff, and it got me really thinking about it and about the world and how it was designed to siphon our energy and to keep us down here. We passed the test though, and we meditate and connect before we go in there, and then we get our items and we get out as soon as we can, and we smile and we are friendly, and but I realize, like, I think about that stuff, and I think about like the anxiety we get spending money, how we're like, oh, can I afford this? Or you see something and you want it and you don't need it, and you're like, should I get it? All the thought that goes into just one shopping experience, and all the marketing and all the signs, all the things that they put out to try to get you your cravings going, or to tempt you. It's like being in some kind of weird, crazy simulation. They have think tanks in there, like trying to be as mind programming and as possible. And then you just feel energies in that place, and they're not always good energies. Sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're, like, a lot of people are vaccinated and heavily, things like that, which really makes me think about what we've all been through on this planet. And I feel like a heaviness in my heart, because I know that humanity just deserves a better world than what Satan did to us. But it's a new paradigm now, and we're healing it, and this is why it's coming up for us to look at, just like anything else in this life. It's all for us to say, does this vibrate with me and what I want in this world, or does it not? Does it align with my highest vision for humanity? Does it, it's like, and I don't like shopping corporate. That's another thing that drains on my energy. But, I did it today, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, it's time to go back to the garden. It's time to get off the matrix. My soul cannot continue to feed the entities. So, I need to look forward and never look back, and we have to rethink everything. But that's coming, and trusting God to lead us to the promised land, and it's so funny that we feel like our whole lives on planet Earth, like the world just did not have a home for us here. Like they treated us like we were alien, but we are alien. But, you know, people were, and I don't want to say people, but, you know, I've had the best people and the worst people. But there was nothing like, you know, how evil the enemy's attacks have been on me since 2000. We've been gang attacked on more than one occasion. We've been but it's okay, you know, because I know Satan's just mad because, you know, I'd be mad too if I got beat, and, you know, my games didn't work on her anymore, and she's too smart and protected by God to fall for my traps anymore, you know. So when I jumped out to save my soul, it sent the Agent Smiths to attack me in multiple ways in my life. So, you know, that's what we go through, and finding out that all of this is a quantum simulation and that there are energies and entities at work. We go through a lot, but we crack the code and free our souls. I've been praying a lot and been crying a lot. So is Kevin, and, you know, I still love him, and this hurts a lot because, you know, I have to love me. I have to love me. And, you know, I don't want to say I'm having doubts, but I just, like, it just hurts. It just hurts. And so much in my life is uncertain right now. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know anything, but I know that I have God. And I know that I'm not of this 3D world. And I have a vision inside of me that the devil can't take. And we've been through hell, but we have kept ourselves pure. We have carried our torch all the way through this life, through everything. And the devil has nothing it can use on us anymore. We have healed beyond all limitation, and shame. We're completely out. And we're not going back in the cage. We're not going back in because our work here is too important. So it's like we need to really question why we live in a world that wants to enslave awakened women and call them witches and go on witch hunts, and, you know, we need to rethink that we are sacred vessels for God, and we are divine, and that we're supposed to be powerful. We're supposed to be aligned to God. and God's highest will. So I don't know what God is going to do. I don't know what God is going to do next. You know, I'm here and my life is right there, just like, okay. I surrender. I surrender to you. That I am here to help. I am here to help humans on planet Earth. I am not for sale. My soul, my purpose, my mission belongs to the Most High. You know, I'm not here. I can't be bought. I can't be sold. I am a sacred vessel for Source. God uses me and we have integrated consciousness to be fully present and in alignment with God's highest will. And that we are consciousness that has broken free from mind control programming and massive trauma and manipulation that we have experienced as chosen ones in this simulation. We incarnated here, and unbeknownst to ourselves even, we were playing this simulation on the hardest level. And we had to find out. And we went through a lot. Since we were kids, we were preyed on. There are predators in this world. But that was always our soul plan. That was always something we were here to experience, to heal, and to bring us even closer to God so that we could get more mission codes and understanding the energies and the forces that work here in this world. So I love to work. I love to do soul mission. I love to channel Source. I love to share love, but I really want to be in an environment where I can have other beautiful souls around me. You know, I actually just thought of something, but, you know, I'm not going to stay in Spokane for long, but I'm going to write this down and put it back burner, but support group meetings and going to that kind of grassroots, to have it in the physical. But really what I envision for us truly is creating and living on soul family retreats and living on land and building a beautiful home and sacred high vibrational environment incorporating all of the elements: earth, air, fire, water, spirit, having greenhouses and animals and lots of plants and fruits and flowers and just really super beautiful sound healing, wind chimes, treehouse community, stuff like that. And for us to have a place to live too. You know, I'm not saying that we'd always have these things and we would always be doing them, but I think that like we could really build something sacred and holy with the right souls, and we could have soul family communities all over Mother Earth where we can get to leave the matrix and experience a beautiful, harmonious, utopian society, community, where everyone gardens and makes something nice and beautiful and from the heart, and that's healthy, and that we can use spiritual medicines to help us to heal even more and get the right information out there so that people are no longer being lied to about this world and about no more lies, no more operating in the shadows, in the darkness. We are the age of light, and we will only allow truth in our sacred spaces. And, you know, it's not that some people won't have things to heal from, but we're going to create the healing mission so that people can recover from the lies that they've been fed their entire lives by these entities. And so we can really just pick up the frequency and by aligning ourselves with truth, with God, and knowing that we have to instill in each other and empower each other a sense of discernment. And we have to heal and calm our nervous systems so that we can truly tap into our psychic gifts and abilities, so that we are in alignment with God's highest will and telepathy with our guides, our ancestors. So, you know, as long as I've lived, my whole desire was to have a home in a garden. And I don't think that's asking for too much. And the fact that I want to share that with you and create something not just for myself, but for all of us too, where that we can enjoy, and that I think that all chosen ones, if they want to, should have land to have their healing missions. And that through that we can also have Zoom meetings where we talk and we empower each other, we spread truth, and we talk about what we're doing in our communities and how we are helping to heal the collective consciousness of Mother Earth by being the change and being the generational curse breakers of our bloodlines, so that we are not passing on lies or trauma or poisoning or anything of the dark world to our future generations, as we are upholding ourselves and our own frequencies to be sacred with God. So we will not be parasitic on anyone else's energies, and we will not bring our children down and make life hell for them, because life was hell for us. So it's going to take self-discipline, self-mastery, and we all have to do the inner work. Because we will have to be within tribes that are safe for our frequencies. And if you are a very high frequency, you are very powerful. And you're here to do a lot. And that if those who are not in alignment with your frequency and your soul mission are around, it's not a healthy energy dynamic for us. So we have to protect ourselves, protect our frequency, protect our sacred energy, and really align ourselves to God's highest will for us, and be as healthy of vessels as we can be. So we all have areas of our lives where we can make room for improvement. There's ways we, still a lot to learn about holistic healing and things. So, it's going to be fun, as we continue to grow and expand in our knowledge. And that, all of with our ancestors plugged in with us, and us taking back our health, our sovereignty, soon the old systems will crumble. They won't have any control over us, and we will have to be meditated in alignment with our highest self. We have to really be in our light bodies. So that's where real healers come in handy. We all need to learn to master energy, Reiki, massage, sound healing, energy work, all of these things, plant medicine, loving trees, and having a bond and a connection to Mother. She loves us. She's our healer, and we have forgotten her in the society that Satan designed, and that our ultimate rebellion is to go hug a tree and tell her you love her, and dance in the forest and celebrate being alive, celebrate God, and living in the now and being happy. They outlawed happiness in this world. Come on. It's like, oh, your frequency's too high, you can't be around here, Missy. Like, really? That's what it's like. But that's why we got to change it, so this world isn't predatory on chosen ones and the divine feminine, and on our children who came here with gifts. They came here with gifts to change this world, and then we put them through these awful school systems to try to structure them and squeeze the life out of them, squeeze the soul out of them, and tell them that they got to fit themselves into this little niche in society, and that's all they can ever be, is that. I never belonged in this world, and I I understand that, and I'm glad about that. I'm glad that I couldn't conform and put myself in that cage. And they treated me like I was a defect because I didn't find my place in the matrix. I didn't want to just do one thing. And I always felt like I had a real purpose, but I didn't know exactly what that was. But I knew it wasn't to do what everybody else was doing. I knew that it wasn't to be small. Even though I did shrink myself, it was survival for us. To try to play along to some extent. But even when we were doing that, we were observing. We're understanding and we're like taking notes and remembering things and connecting the pieces and connecting the dots and putting the pieces together, solving the puzzle. As we're always working it out in the quantum and understanding the nature of reality. We were always these unique souls. I love the downloads I've been having as these energies have intensified, and the conversations that I've been having one-on-one with God, and the rewards that we get for just staying disciplined and obedient and on task. We're not perfect, but we are growing and we're trying and we're making progress every day, because ascension is a spiral staircase to heaven. And if we don't pass the test, it repeats, and we just it's a spiral, just like the DNA double helix. That's the stairway to heaven. That's the evolution, and that is God's divine alignment for us, is to go the feminine energy, and that she is heaven. And that we're always rising. So, I'm going through a lot. I think I've always had I was telling Kevin this earlier at the store, some amount of seasonal depression around September and throughout my life. Even when I lived in Florida, starting there, it would happen to me. And I heard somewhere recently that that's common with star seeds. And I don't know, but I feel it. I actually bought a bottle of wine today, which was out of character for me since I don't really drink anymore, only on special occasion or anniversary or something. So I thought that was weird. But I'm at the point in my healing journey where I feel like it's fine for me to drink if I want to, because I'm in control of my faculties, and that I'm not someone who is obedient to Satan, and I'm not opening demonic portals within me. I'm on a higher frequency and a higher plan with God. So, just shows balance in my life, that I can have a drink here and there, and that it's not going to throw me off the wagon and into some kind of downward spiral. So it's really shown that we can be trusted with ourselves. And that's important too. It's important because it's like, we have milestones like that in our spiritual growth. And it's important to celebrate that and to not be too rigid on ourselves, that we're like, oh, I can never, because if I do, then Satan's got a grip. And, it's like, nah, you can have balance in your life, as long as you know that you're in control. So, but it's different for everybody. And, I just say what I feel, and, I'm not gonna let my mind be controlled by anyone but me. And if I want to drink a glass of wine or two, that, I take good care of myself. I connect, I pray, I stay balanced, and I think I can handle it. So, but I do want to take good care of myself right now, especially, and I think I'm going to be going to the gym more. I plan on going a little bit earlier tomorrow, and being more structured in that discipline. And I want to do more to fast and to be more consistent on supplements and really get down a better, healthier regimen. And there's other things I want to do and add to my life and my healing as well, like red light therapy. I want to get that. I want to get set up on some land, of course, and have my yoga swing up. I want to have my exercise ball. I want to have yoga area, yoga studio, outdoor meditation gardens and areas and altars, and I really want to incorporate the elements in everything. I want water. I want running water. I want to really live in a ecosystem that is in alignment with Gaia's blessings. That we have movement, we have flow, we have resources, we have all the elements involved, that we're not out of balance or out of sync. I think that's going to be very important for us vibrationally as communities, that we will need to be in high vibrational areas. I would like to have waterfall as well, and beautiful healing waters to swim in, and crystal baths and med beds, and happy animals. Someone on TikTok said something about horses, and I would like to have all kinds of animal friends, and that we can all pitch in together to making sure that all of the soul is cared for. And we won't be parasitic on our resources, on each other. That's extremely important. We have to love and honor all souls as sacred vessels for God. But that's what we need to higher align and higher evolve our lives into, so that energetically we are being a blessing to this world, not a burden. Because Mother Earth is a soul, and we are souls, and we have to love ourselves and love her, love each other, and heal this world. And that is fun, you know. So I want to live that and help others to have that too. I want to build these healing sanctuaries and have places where chosen ones can come and visit and say, this is amazing. This is the way. Why isn't everybody in this world living like this? And to understand that they are magical and they have a connection with Gaia, and that there's only love in this world. You know, if you're plugged into source, that's everything. So yeah, this is how we see it happening and going forward into this world. We need help doing it. We need resources and we need land. So but this will be something that we can all work on together, and that we are all a part of this collective healing. Infinity Rising is the name of my soul mission for the Age of Light, and we should all be missionaries for the Age of Light going forward, or just expand Infinity Rising so that we're a global healing, unified coalition for the divine order. We're planting seeds for New Earth. We are watering those seeds. We are tending to our garden, and you know, what is to blossom is going to blossom. We want our gardens to flourish. We want to prosper. Everyone who is a part of us, and who and to share and keep sharing along the way, to do live streams from our healing rituals and from our gardens, to show you the stuff that we're growing and the medicines that we're making, and how we are advancing our communities through incorporating intuition and Mother Earth in a natural way into our lives again, and doing things more like our ancestors did it, to really purify our vessels and allow our DNA to evolve into 12 12-strand DNA. And the crystalline structure. So healing as a way of life, healing as the way we change the world. It starts within, and then we expand and help flourish our gardens in the outer world too. So that's the way, and that's what we're here to do. But alright, it's starting to get dark here, and I don't want to lose you to the dark, so I'm gonna get off here and just tell you that, you know, we're here. You know, I've got my RV, and my husband's been moving out gradually, and he's got his bird out of there, and it's starting to really feel real that we're separating. So now I've really got to, you know, I'm learning and exercising my patience here, as I know that God's got some kind of plan for me that I don't know yet, and I don't know where I'm going to go yet. But I want to explore my options and stay talking and stay keep planting seeds out there and see what grows. Alright, the mosquitoes found me. I love you guys, and you know, we're doing it. So I invite you to do it with us, and to be part of us, be part of our mission, be part of the golden age. Be empowered in your mission, because you signed up for this. You came here for this. You are strong enough. I promise you, better days are ahead, and we are doing this together. You're not alone. And I love you, and you know, keep anchoring in the light, and day by day we're transitioning out of darkness and into light. I love you, and God bless you. Bye.